There is an elephant in this room. This sentence is true because there is an elephant in this room. The statement corresponds to the presence of an elephant, and the presence of an elephant is what makes the statement true. And now, there is not an elephant in this room. Is this true? It must be, because there is not an elephant in this room. But what makes it true? Does the statement correspond to the absence of an elephant? If it does, then the absence of an elephant is what makes the statement true, and the absence of an elephant must be regarded as something real. If we want to talk meaningfully about our world, which I'm sure we all do, then it appears that we must accept the existence of negative facts about what is not. But where are these negative facts, these absences? Are they really in the world, or are they just in our minds? The physical world is built out of concrete particulars, that is, physical objects with specifiable locations in space and time. These objects are verifiable. They are positive things, because they are subject to empirical evidence. But an absence does not have a specific location, and it does not have physicality. An absence is not directly verifiable, because the only way to demonstrate an absence is to prove that there is not an elephant hiding behind the camera, and that there are no invisible elephants, and that there are no really tiny elephants we might have missed. And this might prove an impossible task. Absences are inferred through falsification, because we cannot verify something that is not there, we can only falsify its presence. We can verify particular claims, like the presence of a specific object, but we cannot verify universal claims, because no amount of evidence can account for all instances of that claim. For instance, it does not matter how many white swans we find, we cannot verify that all swans are white. But we can falsify universal claims, because we only need to find one black swan to prove that not all swans are white. And if we falsify the existence of a particular black swan in one location, that does not mean there are no black swans somewhere else. The opposite of a particular thing is a universal kind of thing, which are not physical and have no specific location, like the quality red. But how do we explain or conceive the subjective quality of red? Is there anything positive we can say to express what red looks like? There is not. We can explain a quality only through comparison with other qualities. We can say that red is not blue or not green, and if we list everything that is not red in our experience, then what we are left with is the subjective quality of red. But here, we have merely negated all other qualities and have not specified red in itself. We have falsified and not verified. Whereas a concrete particular, like an elephant, can be conceived of as a presence within nothing, an abstract universal, like redness, can be conceived of as an absence within everything. Physical things are built up on top of potential, mental things are carved out. Qualities and concepts have no independent positive properties, they only have relational negative properties. Similarly, words have no meaning in themselves. They have meaning purely because they do not mean what other words mean. And language as a whole has meaning purely because the relations between words mirror the relations between concepts. Our intellect relies on the meanings of things that do not exist physically, and since this meaning must refer to something, absences must be regarded as having their own kind of reality, a negative kind of reality. Reality extends into two directions, and the whole is the union of the two. Truth is the union of fact and falsity. Materialistic knowledge comes from the verification of what is. Idealistic knowledge comes from the falsification of what is not. I suspect that concepts are merely the superpositions of everything its instances are not. When a physical object becomes positive, everything else becomes negative. The neutral field of potential is excited into reality, and reality includes both what a thing is and what a thing is not. We can identify nothing without separating a thing from what it is not. We think the presence is real and the absence is unreal, but it only appears that way because experience projects presence outwards while it inverts absence inwards. The mind is a construct of absence, and absence is the complement of presence. And if everything is coupled with its negation, then everything must also be no thing.